going to say, and I didn't know how much Helen was going to speak. And with her usual brilliance and clarity, she keeps things to a minimum, but very concise. But I'll say the few things that I was thinking about. I came to Temple as a graduate student, and then gradually learned more about Temple. I came here for Charlie Owen, who was in the orchestra. And then I was at Glassboro, where the man who taught me everything I needed to know to get started was teaching. When I came to Temple, as I say, I didn't know much about the school, and I kept becoming intrigued by the place itself. And then, strangely, realizing the connections that I had. My grandfather was born here and raised here. And now, I'm a boy from New York and North Jersey. Me winding up back in Philadelphia is a very strange occurrence. Did not plan that, you know. Some other things about Conwell and his mission. I can very much relate to that, and I have all through these years, and I tell people my little private trick that I do every semester is I go and rub Russ's nose in the Conwell circle. That's to bring me a good Temple luck for that semester. But his ministry and the mission that he had when he started the university resonated with me very much. Working class people, me coming from a working class family, the first in my family to receive an education. And then having been inspired by the many friends, colleagues, both musically and academically, who encouraged me and taught me the beauty of not only the beauty of making music, but the beauty of the life of the mind and music. And I was able to bring both of those things together in a very, I think, exciting way and wonderful way here at Temple. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to Temple University and to the Boyer College and to the 5 or more presidents that have been here and the 5 deans that I've worked under. And think about a time frame as I was just outside for a minute there, and when Lynn and I walked in, I remembered from a long time ago, if you look at the top of Mitten Hall, there's an owl up there, carved into the stone on the corner of the building. Forgotten about that. And then a crazy little thing, thinking about time as it goes by. Of course, on the side of the building, you see that this was a fallout shelter. So for the younger folks here, you wouldn't have any idea what that means. But for some of the older folks, we grew up with that. Those were real events that we had to be concerned with. So there's a time span for you. Just quickly, the entire percussion field has developed since I've been teaching. Believe me, the development had nothing to do with me, a little tiny bit with me teaching. But our entire percussion field has grown during that time. So I've had to not only work to teach my students, but stay on top of the field, because we were cutting edge on everything all the time. So it's been an incredibly exciting journey. And the musicians talk, man, it's been a good ride, you know. Dick would understand that, Terrell would understand that. And I can go back to my musician talk days, and we have another language that we use, but I won't get into that too much. Keeping everything nice and academic in the university and things proper, you know. But I thank you all very much for being here. Thank you for the gift. And thank you for the privilege of working with you.
I was going to remind anybody that needed reminding that years ago, how many years ago?
It was only last year, I think.
When we were very young. He decided that he wanted to play a piece from a composer in Los Angeles, was he not?
Lou Harrison.
Yeah, Lou Harrison. And for violin, and percussion ensemble. Well, I mean, whoever heard of such a thing? Certainly not, not I, for sure. But it ended up that I loved the piece. I loved working with a percussion group. And it just shows you what happens to taste as you get older.
And you would have loved Lou. That's the best part.
I would have loved Lou.
Lou's
But
incredible.
we really had such a ball, and I was teaching a class a couple of weeks ago, and I came across the tape of this. It's really very exciting. We did good.
You were great.
It was just a joy.
Thank you.
Every angle to have the kids in the percussion ensemble were terrific. You were okay.
That's what I meant, you know, that's what Alex said. Yeah, I didn't want to take too much of your time, but ironically, it's Helen and I. She's been here longer than I, so just musicians, okay? I can do musician talk, you know, stories, yeah. I was here at Temple, but I also was a freelance musician, so I was playing the ballet and the opera. I was playing full-time as well as teaching full-time, which was quite a chore. But Helen was the principal violinist for the ballet. So there I got to know her, and you guys don't know this, Helen Harvey, I'm sure does. But Helen has this unique ability, she can be hard as nails. You know, there's a musician's way of carriage and the way they speak, okay, on the job. And she could tell an off-color joke just as good as the next one. And always with this incredible incisive wit. And she has this way of just cutting through all of the, pardon me, crap, and just getting right to the point, and I just love that clarity. Great musician, great musician.
Again, Helen and Glenn, thanks for giving us the privilege of working with you all these years. Again, thank you for being here. The party is not shutting up, so just enjoy. We have a lot of food, drinks. Also, if anyone wants a drink, I'm buying at the bars. Just help yourself. I got a tab going over there. And look at Terrell. His eyes just got big. Enjoy.
The man rushed to the door.